We'll address a big story from this morning via the Nevada Independent. Of course, they're the organization that first broke the A's land purchase agreement in Las Vegas back on the 19th of April. Today, their headline says a stadium deal for the A's is running out of time in the Nevada legislature. Now, the bigger picture looks like this. The A's currently have plans to relocate by 2027 to Las Vegas, but to do that, they'll need to break ground by 2024. To do that, they'll need to get MLB's approval for relocation later this summer and potentially into the fall. But to do that, they'll need to secure $500 million of public tax credit money from the state of Nevada. Now, all of that needs to be approved by the legislature in Carson City and passed within the next 34 days before this current legislative session ends. So, how's it going? That article from the Nevada Independent had some quotes from Steve Yeager. He is the leader of the assembly in the state of Nevada. He said this, quote, "There hasn't been a concrete plan that's been presented to the legislature." And I read in the media too, and it seems like every story talks about it in a different way. So in my mind, until there's some kind of concrete ask, there's really not much to discuss. He goes on to say probably another week or so is the timeline for that if there's something going to happen. And I'm not really comfortable saying whether or not something is going to happen. Because until we know what the proposal is and what the economic impact might be to the state, it's just really hard to say whether that's something we're going to move or not. The article goes on to say if a deal isn't struck during the regular session, the governor could call a special session, but Yeager said he'd prefer to take care of a stadium funding proposal this session before adding that, quote, "I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there." So to recap, the A's are trying to build this stadium. $1.5 billion is the projected cost. A retractable roof just west of T-Mobile Arena and just north of Allegiant Stadium, right there at the corner of Tropicana and Dean Martin Drive. It's a 49-acre site, which the A's have agreed to buy with the stipulation that they'll get this $500 million in funds from Nevada to cover construction. Otherwise, they can back out of the deal. Now, today, representatives from MGM and Caesars, which are two of the largest casino operators on the Strip, they've said they oppose unnecessary public tax dollars being passed on to their customers. Again, the deadline for all of this to happen in the state of Nevada is June 5th. That's when their 120-day legislative session ends. But like was mentioned there by Mr. Yeager, it is possible that a special session could be reopened to address this later on in 2023. Governor Joe Lombardo's chief of staff in Nevada said today it would be the preference to get this done in the regular session. So time is ticking, but that's the very latest from the state of Nevada.